Hi all and welcome back to my Let's Play of Fallout 3, Episode 2. It's Fallout Friday, guys. You all excited? I am. Now, I'm broadcasting from a super secret location because I've come here for this intelligence bobblehead. But now I've grabbed that, I will meet you back at where we were last time. So here we are, middle of the night. So let's turn it to day because it's a bit dark. The other thing I've just done is I've just upped the brightness. Hopefully the details will actually save this time, unlike in Morrowind. But it just might look a bit different from last time. It looks okay on my screen across from me, so we should be okay. So here we are, back outside the vault. Back where we left last episode off. So what have I just done? I've just gone to get the intelligence bobblehead. What does that do? If we look at our stats, we now have intelligence of 10, and this affects the skill points as we level up, meaning we'll get more. So grabbing that intelligence bobblehead is like a way of min-maxing the beginning of this game. It is probably not necessary, but it's how I played this game when I first played it, or used to play it years ago, and it's just fun to recreate that, you know, go through those steps again. So what we've done is we've actually gone all the way down to Rivet City here, removed marker, just to grab that. And I've tried to avoid anything along the way that was like quest related, but the things I have got is I've got a few different pistols now, and I've got an assault rifle and a hunting rifle. So we've got some like super basic guns, you know. It's not anything really exciting, but it's stuff that should help kit us out. I've had to use like some materials to get down there. I quite like the hunting rifle, was an old favourite of mine if I remember rightly. So let's hotkey that on left and switch to it. Oh, it's weird not having iron sights. So let's head down to this little town. Yeah, I wanted to come back here instead of like skipping anything out, because at the end of the day, like I think some of the magic of this game is seeing these early areas and seeing like even just this little blown out town here, which is probably clearly where the inhabitants ran up to the vault after the nuclear drop. But yeah, coming down to this little town and looting it and see what we can get. Someone's been transporting some of the local drugs in the letters. Springvale, that's the name of it. I think if I remember rightly, there is something in one of these buildings. It's weird, like the internal memory of this game. The footlocker. Bobby pin, bottle cap. Crutches of no use to us. It's junk. Oh, I think you can go in these as well. Nuka-Cola, which are relatively valuable at this stage. I know it's glitching through the air, but this is the Enclave. I'm sure we'll find out a bit more about them later. I suppose from our character's point of view, he's just come out of the vault and used to a very different sort of way of life, and anything they will have heard of the outside world will be parceled away to a very like specific group of textbooks, which that sort of learned knowledge is almost not enough against actual experience of a place. So coming out here, I can imagine it's a bit of a shock is what I'm trying to get to. He does seem to know to scavenge some bins straight away, which I don't think is a terrible idea. Let's have a look in this building. If I remember rightly, there's someone inside. Say hi. How are you? Small ranch. It's home.
Who the hell are you? Where'd you come from? Did Moriarty send you?
Who's Moriarty?
Moriarty, the owner of Moriarty's saloon in Megaton. That sack of shit is convinced that I'm some crazy junkie who stole money from him.
Slow down, tell me your side
I
of the
used
story.
to work for that slob, doing, you know, favors for guys. Well, I got sick and tired of it. I told Moriarty I'm taking my share of the caps and leaving. I even slept with the pig to seal the deal. Next morning he tells me I couldn't leave. So I bolted. I took my money and ran. Now he's branded me a thief and a junkie and sent his cronies to find me. I guess I need a new hiding place.
Potentially. You know what? Keep your caps and I'll tell Moriarty you're gone.
I can't believe it. You hardly even know me. Thanks, kid. You watch yourself out there.
I have a feeling, like, to be fair, that's definitely the right thing to do, in my opinion. But I have a feeling, like, the way I'm seeing my character initially is he's a little bit naive. you know, I think it takes some guile and it takes some knowledge of the world to want to be selfish, maybe. Oh, this, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh. Do not miss lockpicking in this game. That's going to put us over weight, isn't it? Alright. A good way to lower your weight in this game is you see these two pistols, the CND, the condition, is very low. So if we repair this using this, we can upgrade our repair. Well, no, we don't upgrade our repair. Do we even gain any experience? No, but we condense down our inventory. And like a higher a repair something's got, the higher the value it is. Springvale Elementary. I honestly do not remember this building. Well, we're going to need to go to our first town anyway, and you know, we're fresh out of the vault. We need to go and see the locals and see what's going on, and then maybe we'll come back here. I'm rationalising away. I have no inventory space to go there, so after saving that person, we see this heap of junk on the horizon. I have to say, this game looks a lot better than I remember. Not better than I remember, but if you go back and play a lot of old games, you kind of get this inbuilt thing in your head where you're just like, oh, old games are just going to look bad. But I think that's a very effective look still. Hello.
Can you help me? I need water. Purified water, please.
I'm sorry, I don't have any water to give you.
Find some, please.
If I find some, I will. That instantly worries you, doesn't it?
Have yourself a nice visit, partner.
Into Megaton we go. You have discovered several locations. You can fast travel to discovered locations using the world map in your Pip-Boy. I did know that, but it's still very useful to have.
I'll be damned. Another newcomer.
Hey,
Name's
Lucas.
Lucas Sims, town sheriff, and mayor too when the need arises. I don't know why, but I like you, boy. Something tells me you're all right. So welcome to Megaton. Just holler if you need something.
Weird. I don't think I've ever had that entrance speech by Lucas Sims before. I think he's always thought we're sketchy. I wonder if it's because Silver, we helped her out and got the good karma from it. I wonder if that's like changed his impression of us. I'm sure I've always had like the neutral one. Nice town you got here, Sheriff. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Friendly and well-mannered. I think we're gonna get along just fine. You treat my people nice, and you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like.
Right, message
I'm
received.
glad we understand each other. Now, is there something I can help you with?
I'm looking for my father, middle-aged guy. Maybe you've seen him.
Nope. Sorry. I got enough fires to put out in this place that I don't have time to keep tabs on every visitor. I'd ask around town.
Tell me more about your town. Why is the town called
The
Megaton?
town's named after the bomb that's sitting in the middle of it. It hasn't gone off yet.
Don't you think someone should disarm that thing?
I don't trust any of the locals to tinker with it. Besides, most people don't even realize it's still a threat. And hell, Cromwell and those crazies from the Church of Adam, they worship the damn thing. Why? You think you got the know-how to disarm it? For good?
See, this is... I've always found this quest weird. I'll go into it in a second, but let's just go through the options. Yeah, I can see about the disarming the bomb for you.
Oh, all right. Fine. But listen here. Just take a look at it first. Go easy. If you get the job done, there'll be 100 caps in it for you.
Cool. I don't need a reward. I couldn't sleep at night knowing how you could all die. This is one of those classic games where it's super easy to get good karma because actually, like, there is a small cost to you and there's a small benefit for getting bad karma, but in the end, it all just pays off fairly equally anyway.
Well, that's mighty decent of you. Just don't, you know, go blowing us up. All right?
Now that I'm helping you, maybe you can help me. I'm looking for my dad.
Well, come to think of it, I do remember a stranger coming through here. Had a look in his eye. You know the kind a man gets when he's got a purpose. Spent some time up in the saloon. Might want to check with Moriarty. Just watch yourself. That
We've heard of him. Know anything about the area outside
It's
Megaton?
called the Wasteland for a reason. But there are settlements too, spread all around. The human race is stubborn like that. To the south, you've got Rivet City. But don't bother going to D.C. The place is a war zone.
Okay, I'm good. This is all just direction
Don't blow
stuff
us
now, isn't it? Right. I already know where I want to go anyway.
Morning.
This is still a very cool setup, actually. I wondered in my head if it was going to be smaller than I remember, or it's going to feel a bit different, but it really does feel like a corrugated city of sorts. Crater side supply. So into the crater side supplies, here we are. And here is Moira Brown.
Hey, I hear you're that stray from the vault. Oh, I haven't seen one of you for years. Good to meet you. I'm Moira Brown. I run Craterside Supply. But what I really do is mostly tinkering and research.
I really like the way that it's suggested that there's so many people from the vault coming through.
It'd be great to have the forward by a vault dweller. Help me out, would you?
Sure, I've got plenty to say about life in the vault. Where'd you get that vault suit back there?
I remember a girl coming into town with that about 10, 12 years ago. She didn't know a thing about the wastes, and I knew she'd get herself hurt without some sort of protection. So I offered to armor her vault suit. Never saw her again. Probably died out there, poor thing. In a way, she gave me the idea to write this book. It's yours, if you help.
Sure, I've got plenty to say about life in the vault.
Tell me what it's like to live underground all your life, or to come outside for the first time, or whatever strikes your fancy.
What are our options? It was paradise down there. No fear, no worries, no fighting until Dad left. This outside place is amazing. In the main room, I can't even see the ceiling. I was sent as an ambassador from the Utopia Vault 101. How do people live out here? I'm gonna say this outside place is amazing.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine how hard it is to replace that big light bulb up there too. That's great for a forward. Open with a joke and all that. Here, take the suit. Something tells me you might need it. That'll be good for the book. In fact, want to help me with the research? I can pay you, and it'll be fun.
Her sweetness covers over the fact that she's very willing to just get us killed. We've shown our naivety so much in this conversation. She's just like, do you want some caps? No one's even explained caps to me yet. I'm just meant to take for the face value that this is worth something. What's this book you're working on?
Well, it's a dangerous place out there in the wastes, right? People could really use a compilation of good advice, like a wasteland survival guide. For that, I need an assistant to test my theories. I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt because of a mistake. Nobody's ever happy when that happens. No, then they just yell a lot at me with mean words.
I like our character being quite enthusiastic about this. Sounds great. Can't wait to help.
Now, I think the first chapter will have to be about surviving day-to-day dangers. Things like where it is and isn't safe to find food, the dangers of radiation, and how to avoid and even profit from dangerous landmines. Ooh, sounds like fun, doesn't it? Which do you want to do first?
Getting food doesn't sound so bad. What are you looking for?
Well, food and medicine. Everyone needs them once in a while, right? So they need a good place to find them. There's an old super-duper mart not far from here. I need to know if a place like that still has any food or medicine left in it.
Okay, I'll check the super duper mart.
Oh, great! Food is most important, but see if you can get medicine too. And if there's nothing to find, then just come back in one piece, okay?
It's kind of the best first quest, if I remember rightly. Well, it's the one I always did anyway. Have you ever thought about disarming the bomb? Question mark.
Oh, I couldn't do that. It'd be a real blow to those nice folks in the church. Besides, it's not like that bomb ever hurt anyone. Live and let live, right?
She's portrayed herself as relatively together and trying to do research and things like that, but not worried about the bomb 1 second. Let me see what you have for sale.
Absolutely.
Let's do some shopping. So, oh, I kind of want to sell you things. Let me see what you have for sale. How do I do this? LT, there we go. So let's keep a 10mm pistol, but let's get rid of the NAF one. Is this better than what we're wearing? And what's this assault rifle like? I haven't got much ammo for it, but it might do in a pinch, or do we just want to get rid? I think let's get rid. I mean, it's our BB gun from my dad, but I think the pragmatic thing to do is to sell it. I'm going to keep... I should keep that bat. It's good in a pinch at the moment. Once we've like leveled up a certain amount, but we won't. That uses 10mm rounds again, so we'll sell that, sell that. Keep the dog meat because we might need it in a pinch to heal. Eyeglasses can go. Frags are like worth too much money, so they can go. We'll keep the hunting rifle so we can repair. Jet is a hardcore drug. We're not getting into that, and Med-X neither. Nuka-Colas are relatively valuable. You can have all my police batons. Pre-war money. Pre-war base cat psycho. The thing is, I know we're over the amount of caps that she has, but I'm going to buy a load of stuff off her. We'll keep the Tunnel Snake outfit. It'll be a nice memory. Get rid of the NAF or 101 jumpsuits. They're really not worth much at all. And we have a lot of the security armors as well. So I just saw the armors one was worth more than this, so let's get rid of most of these and we'll keep one for a repair. We'll upgrade from this sort of stuff anyway. Lockpick +5, repair +5. I'm good. Science +5. Yeah, I'm good. Vodka and whiskey. Right. So I just want ammo if you've got it, really. Ammo and stim packs. So give me like 4 stim packs. Give me some mentats. Give me all your 10mm rounds. Give me all your 32 rounds. I was expecting to be able to spend more money than this. We're going to buy a missile launcher? I don't think so. Or, yeah, we'll take as many stim packs as you got. Cool. What's weight does that leave us on?
Good hunting.
Cool. How do you see? Along the top, 86. That's good. And then if we repair this with this, and then also... We've got more jumpsuits than I anticipated. We can repair them though, surely? No? Apparently not. We can't repair these either. We might have to level up our repair skill relatively soon. But we've got plenty of space to be getting on with it. We haven't got much ammo for this, but we've got plenty for this. So that'll be enough to get going. We'll come back and do a more full explore of Megaton later. There's some good quests we can get done here, but I like just getting the super duper Mars one out of the way with early because it gets some experiences. Like when you're quite low level in this game, you're fairly vulnerable, but as you start to level up and start to see the world and start getting some weapons and ammo and such, you become a lot less vulnerable. What happened here? I think these have something on worth stuff. No.
Hey, be more careful.
Alright. What's my quest set as? Wasteland Survival Guide, which is over here. Right, let's do our first trek into the wasteland. I wonder if it's just view distance that's doing a lot of heavy lifting here, like being able to see all the way over there and sort of seeing the is it the Washington Monument? Oh god, I'm gonna be really called out if I got that wrong. In the distance, and yeah, you know, all these buildings in the distance. I think it's quite effective. Oh, I hear something. Bloat fly. To be fair, this is something we could definitely be using our baseball bat on. This is why I keep it, even though we're not like leveled in our baseball bat. It's just there isn't. You don't need to do loads of scripting and saving in this game as long as you pick up and sell your loot relatively relatively frequently. You're okay. But early on, just keeping a baseball bat to save a bullet here and a bullet there, I think is not the worst idea in the world. How far away are we? Oh, this is it. Is it? I think this might be the super duper mart. I'm going to have a quick look in this building first. Just in case. So, when we get down to the super duper mart, a Deathclaw can spawn there, which I have had before in the past. That's a skill book. Carton of cigarettes is worth something. I think there can be like the pilot light. It's not really worth anything. My alert cake. I am picking up health stuff at the moment because even though we've got some stim packs for now, we've just bought a load. Ammo box, yes, definitely. We might not. It might not be enough for what we need. I don't know why I picked up that scrap metal. That's definitely something that can be dropped. So yeah, Deathclaw is like the definition of a high-end, late-game enemy, and there's a really good way of taking them out actually, which we'll get to when we actually need to fight them and be ready to fight them. But let's just hope we don't get the spawn, eh? Because you know it won't be good. It won't be good. We are not equipped to take out a Deathclaw at this stage. It's weird, like, there's so much stuff coming back to me playing through this. Like, I like when I got to the top of the hill and was looking down at this building, I was like, that's where the super duper mart is. And it just like that instinctive thing. Okay, that's a rad scorpion, which I think can be a little difficult. Are you going to want to attack me? Yep. This is not a fight we want to be taking, really. We're going to end up using up a lot of ammo, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, it's damaged our leg a lot, and we're about to die. So, there's definitely certain challenges we can't be taking on right now. Such as giant rad scorpions. I wonder if we go around the corner if it's going to be there again. I also wonder if this gun does the most damage. See, there's little bits around the edge where I'm like, is this the best, isn't it? So let's just try and sneak in this side door. And we're in caution, but this is where we're going to come out at the end of this fight and get popped by it. So the enemy of choice in here is raiders. A very common post-apocalyptic enemy type. People who'd gone done feral and are going to take over areas, hang bodies up, and generally be evil. It's definitely a certain type of view of post-apocalyptia that heavily includes raiders, and Fallout is one of them. I think it says a lot about sort of the way people may perceive society, that they believe that as soon as like the rules of our current society were to break down, this would be as commonplace as they sometimes are shown to be in games. That's not to say that wouldn't be. I just, you know, it says something about the people making the games. Or does it actually? As I think about it, I want something a bit quicker firing here. I'm not being a good shot, but we can hopefully get some headshots here. Yeah, because I think actually what raiders do is they give you something to kill that you can feel good about killing. 10mm sub, not going to be of use to us at this stage, but I think they sell for a bit. And again, this is a Bethesda rule, so you look at the value, but you also look at the weight. So 15 weight for 46 value is not worth it, because weight is definitely a consideration. Whereas this sort of pre-war money, which still weirdly holds value in this world, which I find kind of cool. That's 10 for weighing nothing, so yeah, it's free. And here's a level up. But yeah, like if you're going to do a game that's going to be about aggression, violence, and things like that, So this may be a little chop and changey, and my health and my inventory and things like that might be slightly different, and the enemies are about to fight because I'm having a crashing problem. I believe I might have solved it now, but we shall see. Let's make some good use of that, because this is like one of the things that I really enjoyed about this game when it first came out. We were talking about small guns as well just before I left, and was sort of saying about how small guns include, you know, hunting rifles, things like that. Basically, it's small guns, big guns. Big guns are like big guns are big guns. So you're talking miniguns, miniature, what do you call them? Atomic guns. I'm just going to say overload, by the way, just because crashes are frustrating. We've had 2 today so far. So yeah, miniguns, high explosive guns. Can we sleep? No, enemies nearby. Yeah, so a mini atomic gun called a Fat Man, I think. Jet, buff out, Med-X, and a shot glass. We didn't need the shot glass, but we'll take the rest. So yeah, it's not just like small guns as in, what's it called? Handguns or something, which, you know, I don't, you know, that distinction may be obvious to other people, but it wasn't to me when I first played the game, so I thought it was worth talking about. Can we go for the head from here? I mean, let's... Yeah, I thought that might be on the other side of it. So let's just take on one of these at a time. Because there's a small amount of rolling involved with going for shots, so... You know, you can miss shots that feel like you should be hitting them. And that's where that's coming. You know, this is not primarily a shooter. This is primarily an RPG. Or it's like roughly in a 50-50 camp. Whereas like later Fallout 4, I think, goes a lot more with a foot into the shooter camp. Or a touch more. Oh, this is the level up we got earlier. So what did we do? Like 5 in medicine, 10 in small guns, and 4 in science, something like that. I'm happy with that. And then we went intense training again, and agility again. There we go. I mean, that switchblade for 1 weight and whatever is not bad. So let's loot the ammunition. Like, the things that are really important for us picking up right now, God, I'm being bad here, is going to be ammunition. So all these 5.56 rounds are huge. Yeah, it's going to be ammunition and heals. That's heavy. I do like the lockpicking in this game. It's not the most like straightforward or intelligent thing, but it's fun just doing. There's definitely a knack to it. It's something like, as a player, you can get better at. So we can hack this terminal. Hopefully we can get a chance to show off what one version of hacking's like. No, we don't. I'm hoping to show that if you'd like dip out and dip back in, you can actually just ignore the whole hacking system. That's nice. So what's the value in here? I think there's something that, like, with it... There's something about a post-apocalyptic setting that is definitely got a realm into looting and looting making sense. You know, there is a very good reason why my character wants to be picking up a lot of things. And it's to sell and to survive. And I think that fits a touch less in a fantasy setting. Do we want the lunchboxes? No, we're good. You can make something with the lunchboxes. Sensor module. There's not too much in these crates, to be honest. I'm not going to go through every one of them. But I am going to get your purple Nuka-Colas, Nuka-Cola Quantums. In fact, I'm going to take your normal ones as well, because 20 credits at this stage is not something to be sniffed at. For the weight of it, anyway. To be fair, actually, on the fantasy side of things, there's okay, like Elder Scrolls Fantasy, you loot in the same way as this game. You go through, scour the shelves, and pick up everything that's good. You know. Whereas, is vodka worth a bit? Yeah. Whereas, oh, here we go, mini nuke. Whereas, like, the sort of looting that I think would make sense in a fantasy world, you know, it's all stories about big swords and things like that, isn't it? And powerful magic and progressions through that route. Or a lot of the narratives have. There are some that subvert it, of course. There's always lots of different types of stories with everything. But, ow. What was I going with it? So, but then having like a survivalistic style of looting with it makes a bit less sense, or feels a bit odd, or it feels at odds anyway. Anyway, go away, Raider. God, 2 headshots in a row. We're doing well. We haven't even got a very good sneak. There is a way you can get better sneak very quickly. I believe I'm playing the Game of the Year edition. I haven't actually, like, I can't think how I can check that out very easily. I hope it is, because I do want to do the DLC. There's some good DLC in this game. And there's some bad DLC in this game. And there's some food in here, which I think is the other objective, isn't it? But yeah, it already feels like... Oh, laser pistol, we'll sell that. It already feels like very quickly we are out of the realms of just doing this for survival. And, you know, one good haul and we're doing okay. We are doing okay. Is that purified water? No, it's dirty. And that's us done with the Super Duper Mart. Yeah, I think something I may have briefly mentioned last time, but just to reiterate, music. This game has a phenomenal soundtrack, or it's like, I think it managed to be really iconic in its time for like selecting tunes that fit this world and are now so tied in my memory to this world that I can't imagine them existing outside of it almost, even though they're real world songs. Obviously, YouTube, not going to be playing them on here, but I do recommend seeking it out. It's sort of like that 50s, kind of got a foot in jazzy, but more big bandy, sort of bluesy types of music, and it's just fits the setting so well. And like even then, I was just walking out of the Super Duper Market and I was like, oh, okay, I'm on the way to Megaton. Oh, I miss the music. I just want to be like chilling with that in the background, and I think it's like quite a large part of this game, which you can't unfortunately really show because of licensing issues, which is fair enough. It is what it is. I just want to point it out and speak of it again. There's a cool little thing in this game. There are several traders, who move around and go from place to place. If I remember rightly, Doc Off has something we might want.
Ah, welcome, weary traveler. You look like a traveler in need of relaxation and
Maybe not.
the finest of chemical assistance. Well, wander no more, my good friend, for I am Doc Hoff, procurer of the finest of medical goods and chemical assistance. Now, how may I help you?
Tell me about your trade caravan.
I provide food, drinks, and discreet chemicals to discerning customers around the wasteland. I help ease the suffering of my fellow man. For a price. I don't have a home office exactly, but I organize much of my trade with Ernest Rowe in Canterbury Commons.
Yeah, I think Canterbury Commons, like, there's a few different traders that go through there. I'm here to buy.
Let's see.
Has less money than I thought. So 32 pistols are bad use of that ammo. Do we want to keep these as repairs for our good one? I think so. Ammo weighs nothing, so keep it. I'm going to keep that assault rifle as well, you know. Let's get rid of our trusty baseball bat. I am starting to sell 3 bottle cap mines. They're worth a bit. They actually do a lot of damage. They're really, really high damage, and they're a cool like thing that you can make yourself if you get a Vault Tech lunchbox and some bottle caps and a grenade, I think, or something like that. But we don't need them. Let's sell them. Buffoo. Cigarettes. I think that's a skill book, so we will read it. Chinese pistol's bad. Keep some food. They can go. We'll sell like half of our frags. I don't remember frags being that good. Mine's no time and place for that. Lasers are very fun, but that'll be our end game, I think. Metal cooking pan, I don't know why we have that. Mini nukes, there's only actually a certain amount of them in the game, so we'll keep them just because I imagine there's possibly a small chance that at some stage we'll just go mad with them and use them all. What healing do? They can go. All of those can go. There's a quest to get Nuka Cola Quantum, so we'll keep hold of those. Again, we're way over the amount that we have. We'll keep the Radaway, they're useful. But, do you want the shot sawn off? I think I do want a shotgun, but just not this second. This guy is going to have things we want to buy as well, so if we just do the selling first, we can then buy. You have weapons at all? No. Aid. You only have 5 stim packs? Do you have any ammo? Yeah, it's these schematics that are of interest. I know one of them has a schematic that we want. I genuinely thought he'd have more for us to buy, to be honest. Dock off, you have been a letdown. An absolute letdown. Do we want Maddox? Do you have Radaway? Radaways will be useful. I want to be making sure that I get stuff that's going to be, you know, of use to me. Doesn't appear so. Right, so what high ticket items can I have back off you? Bottle cap mines. Cartons of cigarettes. Anything big? Anything of a high value? No, we're getting into his items now. Oh god, this is just going to be a pain, isn't it? Chinese pistols. How many more caps has it got to be? There we go. Let's do that.
Give me a shout if you need anything.
And let's go into Megaton. What time are we on? I'm just trying to figure out how long the game's been running and if we do another crash or something. The reason I picked up Mentats and I'm keeping Mentats is because you can use it as a boost, so you can level up the skill to take the thing out of the bomb, which gets us all sorts of benefits. But first things first, create a side supply.
So, how's the scavving been? Got the food medicine from that super duper
I wonder what the
hunt?
origins of the word scavving is. Because scav's like a piece of terminology used in Tarkov a lot. Yes. Wasn't easy, but I got the food and
Really?
medicine.
You did? You did? Well, all right. Tell me
So
all
these
about
answers
it.
here, actually, if you give the wrong answers, later on you can find someone, like some travellers in the wasteland with the Wasteland Survival Guide, and depending on like what advice you give here, they can just be dead, or they can be losing a fight, or there can be several different things. I found Raiders, a robot. It was hardly a safe place to scavenge. The Raiders were using pharmacy as a place to store their best gear. I had a fun party with some Raiders, and there was a guard robot. And we've got high intelligence, so let's use that.
So you're saying that they acquired a well-protected stash? I wonder how many
Not sure
other
if it's the
places are
best
hiding treasures
advice,
behind
but
monsters. Well, keep what you got. Just traded for a big food shipment myself. Here, take a bit, my treat. Tastes kind of great after a while. Oh, and take this. It's an old food sanitizer. Just carry it with you, and it should automatically make most food and drink more, better.
I'm ready to continue research on the first chapter.
I still need to study a living specimen with radiation poisoning. I need someone to research how to travel through a minefield. And that'll cover the first section of the book. Which
Radiation
strikes your
poison's
fancy?
really easy. So what's this about radiation?
Well, that's what I need your help for, isn't it? I know lots about it from books, but I never seem to get a live example.
I
Not
wonder
for
why.
long, anyway. So I need you to get a bit of radiation poisoning, so I can study its effects. Oh, not a deadly dose, of course. I can fix you up before that.
We can explain it away with science, but let's get irradiated.
Oh, you're a peach. Or At least some sort of hardy fruit that grows in the savagely irradiated mockery of agriculture we have nowadays. Now, 200 rads should be enough for basic sickness. But if you can get 600 or more rads, my test will be even more accurate. Just make sure you can get back here, and I'll see to it that you're well taken
Is
care
it satire if you just say something that is true about the world? Like, is it satire if you just wink and nod that, oh, I know what's going on in this world? You know, pointing out about the agriculture. I don't know. It's a certain type of writing, isn't it? That I think used to be very prominent. I want to sell you stuff. Have you got credit caps back? No, you haven't. Do you have things we want to buy then? Probably not. Rocket launcher. Did you get it? 2 stim packs, we'll have those. But that's it. We do have what it was the Nuka-Colas we had, wasn't it? That's like the big thing. So if we do what? 7? There we go. Accept.
Good hunting. You got caps.
Oh, she can repair our stuff. I want to get repair up anyway, so let's go back out and get ourselves irradiated. But before we do that, I do want to progress some other quests. So, there'll be a saloon up here. I don't think I ever clicked, and it's so obvious when you're here, but this is like a little pastiche of a western town, isn't it? I honestly, like, with Lucas Sims greeting you at the door over there, that's on me for not noticing, not the game. Colin Moriarty. I need to do a save anyway.
Colin Moriarty. Always pleased to see a new face, but I'm afraid you've had the misfortune to catch me, well, out of me element. I'm the owner and proprietor of Moriarty's, you see. The saloon? But please, see for yourself. Come by for a drink or 12. You and I, oh, we're going to be fast friends. Fast.
I find it fascinating that accents have survived. Because, like, yeah, you can move to a different country and hold your own accent, but your child doesn't usually have your accent, does it? It usually has the accent of the country. Or maybe they do. I actually don't know. That was just an assumption. That might be a bit assumptive. Anyway, I'm looking for my father, middle-aged guy. Maybe you've seen him.
My God, it's you. The little baby boy all grown up. Persistent little bastard, ain't you? Then and now, it would seem. It's been a long time, kid. Oh, your daddy passed through here all right. Here and gone. Got what he came for and then left. I'm assuming you'll do the same, correct?
I think my character's getting fed up with the insinuations about the vault being open. Look, I just want to find my dad. Do you know where he is?
You seem like a nice kid, so I'm going to be straight with you. Your dad was here, and now he's not. And yes, I know where he went. But what you're asking me for is information, and information is a commodity. Let's say 100 cops, and Daddy's location is yours.
I think there is another way of finding it out, but I have a feeling you lock yourself into the thing if you don't have the 100 caps, but I think you can also just go straight to your dad. And I'm kind of curious to what he says if we say we don't have it. I don't have 100 caps.
All right, kid. Then I guess there's nothing else we have to say to each other. Come back to me when you have the caps and we'll talk.
I think he boosts up to 200.
What's it to be? A few caps to find out where your father went? Or are you going to have a go of it on your own? Well, the wasteland can be such an unforgiving place. You got memory problems, kid? You ain't getting something for nothing.
300.
So pony up the 300 caps.
I ain't paying 300. This is ridiculous, forget it.
Didn't you say that last time too? I have a feeling you'll be coming
Nope.
back again.
Goodbye, Colin. I don't like you. Now. Oh, this is our first school, isn't it?
Every day it's the same damn thing.
I told you, Gob, it ain't the radio. The Enclave station comes in fine. It's Galaxy News. Their signal's been shit lately.
That is something we can help with.
Son of a bitch. Hey, Smoothskin. You need something? A drink, maybe? Anything? Anything at all?
Oh, I don't want to say that. Let me think about it for a moment, my good man.
Wait, you're not gonna hit me, yell at me, not even berate me a little bit?
The game really wants you to berate him, doesn't it? Haven't planned on it.
Well now, that's a surprise. I'm used to every asshole smooth skin in this town giving me shit just because I look like a corpse. I'm glad to see that there are a few worthwhile people around here. Listen, Moriarty'd have my head if he caught me selling at a discount. But for you, I'll risk it.
That's quite interesting, actually. Because the game, like, it very much expects you to be evil, I think. From, like, the options being first and also, like, suggesting that you would say different. And then when you go through to the good end, he offers you a discount. I'm looking for my father, middle-aged guy. Maybe you've seen him.
Oh yeah, I do remember a guy like that.
It's very transactional.
Honestly, I usually keep my head down. I tend to get smacked around if I look customers in the eyes. But talk to Moriarty.
I know he knows more. I talked to Moriarty already, and he's trying to charge me for the info.
That's his way. Always putting caps before people's lives. I wish someone would stand up to him one day. Oh my, I shouldn't be saying all of this.
So many times in RPGs that characters shouldn't say stuff, but they do. Because you've got to know. What's the word around town?
I couldn't tell you really. I'd talk to Manya if you care that much. She's lived in Megaton longer than anyone.
Cool.
See you soon.
And then there's Edmund Burke.
My. Just when I had all but given up hope. My dear boy, I'm very happy to make your acquaintance. I am Mr. Burke. And you, well, you are not a resident of this putrescent cesspool. That makes you a rather valuable individual.
It does.
Don't you see? You're a free agent. You have no ties here, no interest in this settlement's affairs. Megaton means nothing to you. I represent certain interests who view this town, this Megaton, as a blight on a burgeoning urban landscape. If this settlement were to go away, why, who would really care? Certainly not you or I.
Wait, you're going to destroy this town?
No. I'm merely a recruiter. You get to have the real fun. The undetonated atomic bomb for which this town is named is still very much alive. All it needs is a little motivation. I have in my possession a fusion pulse charge. Once rigged to the bomb, it will be detonated by you at a secure location. Easy money, my friend.
So he wants me to blow it up for 1,000 caps, which honestly is not much money in this game. You're out of your mind, Burke. There's no way I'm helping you.
Now that is a disappointment. Well, if you change your mind, the offer still stands. Good day.
I always feel like the pacing of this choice to blow up Megaton is so weird. Like, it makes sense to me to have something like that, just from a pacing perspective, not even a narrative perspective, at the end of the game. You know, have it so that's your last choice you make, and you have to live with the consequences, and everything's gone to crap around you, and, you know, etc, etc, etc. It builds to it. But to have it so one of the very first things that you can do in this game, and, like, I think it led with this in trailers and stuff and, like, documentation around the game, is to blow up the first town you come to. In, like, without sort of motivating you to do it apart from credits, I find, like, so over the top compared to, I think I'm looking for Lucas Sims, I can't find him, over the top compared to probably what you would expect different choices to have, or to be. And it just feels so immediate and so large. And just, like, so evil. Like, I don't even think in a roleplay perspective you can justify blowing up this town. The only way you could legitimately justify causing a nuclear explosion on a town of what, like, even 50, 100 people or something like that, would be, like, for roleplay reasons, way more money. Or outside of that, you know, if there was emotional investment in doing it. But, like, everyone you meet here seems like they like you.
Good to see you're staying out of trouble.
I met a man named Burke. He said he'd pay me to rig the bomb to explode.
He said what? Oh, I never did like the look of him.
What if he asked someone else to explode the bomb? You should do something.
Good point. Come with me. You're about to get an education in wasteland justice.
Like, this feels like the only rational thing that, like, 99.9% of people do. And obviously games don't need to, like, portray completely rational things. It just feels like such a weird, immediate thing to put on a player, you know. Especially when you're coming from a game like Morrowind, where the stakes early on are so low. And it, like, just wants you to exist in the mundane. This doesn't. This wants you to immediately have large choices.
You there, Burke. Explain your business in Megaton.
In fact, I want to save here.
I'm sorry. Sheriff, what are you hollering about? You know damn well what I'm talking about. The bomb. You're trying to blow it up. Have you lost your goddamn mind?
Sheriff, I'm afraid there's been a...
He's such a slimy person.
Someone has surely been spreading rumors. I'll be sure to address the situation personally.
It's like almost scenery chewing his sliminess, but I quite like it.
What the hell's going on around here?
And I'm afraid I won't be able to oblige your request, Sheriff. I have pressing matters to attend to. Now, step aside.
This isn't open to discussion. You're coming with me.
Why do you knuckle-draggers always insist on doing things the hard way? Very well, Sheriff. Lead the way.
That's why I had my gun out. Oh, he killed him. I knew it was a possibility. It's why I did the save. But
Damn well what I'm talking about. The bomb.
that was very
You're trying
quick.
to
He,
blow
like,
it up.
basically just
Have you lost your goddamn mind?
didn't stop shooting for very quickly.
I'm afraid there's been a...
He shot rather fast, is what I'm trying to say.
misunderstanding. Someone has surely been spreading rumors. I'll be sure to address the situation personally.
See, this little pastiche is cool. I like this. This is very Western as well, you know, fighting over land rights and things like that.
I'm afraid
As in from Western films, not actual Wild West.
Sheriff.
I don't know too much about that, to be fair.
To attend to. Now, step aside.
This
The
isn't open
businessman
to
coming to set up an urban development. It's
Why
basically the whole theme of Red Dead, isn't it?
There's always insist on doing things the hard way. Very well, Sheriff.
I'm going to resave here just in case we fail it again. See, the last time I let him get a shot in on purpose, this isn't going to do enough head damage either, because I didn't want it so that we started the fight, because then we could get in trouble.
Hey, knock it off!
Say that in unison. I'm just going to steal your stuff, Burke, and leave you there. Looks like Lucas is left. Hello? Lucas Sims? He's all the way down there somehow. He must have sprinted out of here. It's so funny that there's definitely a pretense in my mind of like, oh, let's be cinematic and like film in quotation marks this in a certain way and then just jump down over those roofs. Hello, Lucas.
I must be getting slow in my old age. Thanks for saving my hide there.
That's fine. Right, before we go, let's disarm this. See, I need a higher explosive, so what's my explosives at? Status special skills. Explosives at 15. And where are my mentats? I'm not sure if they stack, you know, so it might not be enough. Let's take one and see what happens. 25. Perfect. The bomb appears inert, but further examination reveals that it is still quite operational and still quite dangerous. With the right gear, it would be trivial to rig it to explode. To disarm the bomb, however, it would take a highly skilled explosives expert. Attempt to disarm the bomb. You have successfully disarmed it. I find that interesting that it sets up a highly skilled explosive expert is 25 points in it. Because you can get to 100. Which, what does that make that? Let's tell Lucas Sims of our good deed of the day.
I'll be damned.
You can tell by just looking.
You did it, didn't you? You disarmed that thing. And all without asking for pay, too. Hell, why don't you move in? Here's the key and the deed to an empty house. Consider yourself a Megaton citizen. Oh, and talk with Moira at Craterside Supply. She's got random odds and ends you might be able to spruce the place up with.
So getting a house is good. The only reason I used to blow up Megaton, to be honest, was because the other house was a bit nicer internally. Because you can get a house in... This is an apartment block full of rich people. We'll have to go there at some point. What do we want now? I think if we can get science up to 75, maybe? Can we do that? And then put our one in small guns. Right, we have a load more perks to choose from here. With the comprehension perk, you gain 1 additional skill point whenever a skill book is read. It's actually kind of powerful if you want to go and read all the skill books, because there's loads and loads of skill books, but we're not doing that. Educated, we want that straight away. With the educated perk, you gain 3 more skill points every time you advance in level. This perk is best taken early on. So what are we, level 4? So that leaves us 26 more levels, 26 by 3. You know, it's pretty much a whole other stat leveled up by the end of the game. You don't need to think about this stuff too much in this game, to be honest. It's not like Morrowind or other games where your build is super essential. But when this knowledge is in your brain and you know how to do it with relative ease, why not? So let's take that. And let's quickly go to our house, which I believe is this one here. If I remember rightly. Nope, that's Lucas Sims. In fact, there's a bobblehead in there. Weird. Like, I'm just still remembering stuff about this game. I mean, it's getting time to end it, but I think I want to go and visit the house before we do. Door to my Megaton house. Wadsworth? But yeah, you see how it's like still very corrugated iron, but that's fine. We've got places where we can put things in a bed. So I think we're off to a brilliant start, really. Right, so I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Coming up on the channel, every Friday is going to be the only day with set releases, which is going to be Fallout Friday. Every other day I should be releasing something, and it mostly will be Morrowind, but there will occasionally be another piece of special stuff. So that's going to be various other games in my Digressions playlist, and then a deeper dive into immersive sims, but I need to finalise that in my head, how I'm going to be doing that, and it'll be changing up a couple of things. Going back to work takes up all my time, it turns out. If you could like the video, if you want to, I mean, it's no biggie to me, but it's also very appreciated. Drop a comment if you have any thoughts on Fallout 3, if this is making you go back and have weird memories of the game and be able to tell people where Bobblehead is for no reason. Definitely let me know. It's just interesting to see if other people have like this game so internalized that they haven't thought about it for probably coming up to 10 years, and the knowledge is still there, don't worry about it. And drop a subscription if you want to see more. There's some bobbleheads on there. I believe we still get the benefits from them. But anyway, that's going to be enough for today. Thank you, and goodbye.